I'm Juile Neira with Teamwork Realty.
I'm Chase Mason, Lenny Path Mortgage.
And I'm Sam Hayes with Nonstop Pressure Washing.
And this is Veteran Businesses of the Lowcountry.
Well, thanks for coming with us today a little bit, Sam, and having a little conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, no.
So tell us a little bit about your business. First of all, Nonstop Pressure Washing. How long have you been in business?
Yeah, sure. I started business around the pandemic. At the time, I was full-time active duty Air Force. And just like a lot of other companies, the Air Force we did a lot of social distancing. And so there was a lot of time at home. And we did a lot of our mission from a computer. And I was fortunate enough to kind of have that opportunity. But there was a lot of extra time when you're teleworking. And I'm the type of guy, and from talking to you two, you probably share the same energy. You can't really sit still. Like right now, this is probably the only time you guys have actually sat down today, I'm guessing. But so anyway.
We're always nonstop.
Yeah, well,
We know us well.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the motivation to start a business. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I said, it's time to do something, right? And if I have the time to do it, let's utilize it. So it just started. I got a pressure washer. I kind of figured out a business model on a piece of paper and kind of wrote it down and just started taking small steps. And just like we talked about, it's about consistency. Things like this don't happen overnight, but just remain consistent. And so that's where we kind of started Nonstop. So
That's cool. So you have a family. Tell us a little bit about your family.
So we have 3 boys, and they're 7, 5, and then I have a 7-month-old. So they're all boys.
Oh,
And
Newer
fun.
business, newer baby.
yeah, new business,
yeah,
new
a lot
baby.
going on, man.
Like
Yeah.
more at the plate.
And then once Rowan was born, I decided to separate from active duty so I can spend more time with him. And so then there was that, but it's been great. It was a good transition, but it's been a very busy year. But the boys are wonderful. We wanted a girl, so we're probably going to trade with Chase.
There you go.
We'll talk about that off the show. but yeah, they're wonderful.
Rowan, great name, very strong.
Thank you. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Very nice name. So
You said you separated from active duty, so you're still in the reserves.
So yeah, I'm actually still in the reserves.
Fantastic. Okay.
Doing the 1 weekend a month, and then it's 2 weeks, and basically just staying trained in case they need to recall us for some real world stuff. So
I got you.
it's exciting.
Good, but more time to grow the business.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Full time with the Nonstop Pressure Washing, and it's been so much fun.
And you were talking earlier with us about some new services, some new things you're doing with them
Yeah.
as well, not just pressure washing, like just the outside of home. Give us a little bit about different types of things you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, so standard business, and that's always going to be there, is we love washing homes, driveways, and that's like the primary focus of our job. We like to go out and make a neighborhood look clean again. And that, I pressure washing, I never knew. It's just so much fun, especially in this area, in the Charleston area. Usually the sun's out.
Yep.
I love being outside, and again, you see the result. So that's where I'll start.
Therapeutic.
Absolutely, very therapeutic. You have your headphones in, and then you just wash, and you see something go from green to white. It's awesome. That's fun. But so as the summertime transitions to the fall and winter, well, our residential work by nature, people aren't outside as much. They're not doing those outside projects, so they don't really focus on getting it clean. And so as that declines, I had to kind of work on a pivot at that point.
pivot.
Yeah, we had to pivot. And so I went into more of the commercial industry. So
Nice.
and with that said, it's been super exciting because stuff that I didn't even think we could do, but we ended up going inside, and now we're doing indoor restaurant patios, dining areas,
So smart.
kitchen floors. We do degreasing, and I didn't know it was like a hidden need out there in Charleston, which is primarily a tourist town, so restaurants are huge.
Yep.
they need people to get in there and clean the floors. They're so busy doing everything else, handling their staff, literally
They need to take that
prepping
off their plate
food.
and put it on yours.
Yeah. So they're like, we're happy to have you. Come over here.
Awesome.
And so that's what. So
Okay.
so not just pressure washing houses. I also do the commercial side of things and mostly restaurants during the winter. So that's what I've been doing
Good
primarily.
deal.
Yeah.
Good growth. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just so exciting to be
Yeah.
able to like pivot like that and still be able to get work. So
It was using your knowledge, like knowing that there was something else that you can't sit still. So what else can I do? What else is there? And to me, it is about transformation. So I stage houses. And so it's the same thing for you.
Yeah.
It's that, oh my gosh, this is a whole different house.
Instantly see the result.
Like you
yeah.
see it
Exactly.
and it's like a diamond in the rough.
it's
Good deal.
And you get to do it every day. So
Yes.
it's fun. Yeah.
Good deal. So tell us a little bit about your military background. What branch did you serve in?
So I know this is going to offend Chase because
No offense.
I know he's a
No
prior
problem.
Marine.
That sounds good.
I
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
once a Marine, always a Marine. But we're friends, so
Today,
which is rare.
Right
No.
now. At this moment.
We've been friends for a while.
We've been a good old time friends. But
Good.
so I've served. I have been in the Air Force for a total of 15 years. So
Okay.
14 of those years were active duty,
Yeah.
and was fortunate enough to travel the world. My first duty station was in England. So I was 19 years old and got to go to a different country. And while I was there, I was able to explore Europe. I mean, so
cool.
that's how that career started. And I fell in love with it. And I'm still there. I'm still doing the reserves. But yeah, so my Air Force career has been wonderful.
Yeah, so what did you do?
I-
What was your
So
MOS?
it's AFSC for the Air Force. We're a
Sorry.
little different.
I'm telling you, I
It's
don't
a
even
little-
know.
it's a
Thank
little
you for the
different.
knowledge. We appreciate
Education.
Of course.
Heck
so
yeah, man, all the time. You're always learning.
Of course.
Bring it. What you got?
Well, so MOS, the Marines and the Army use that, and that means military occupational specialty.
Yes.
Okay, so in the Air Force, we call it Air Force Special Specification Classification or Specialty
That's
Classification.
so fancy.
Yeah, it's just another word
Tongue
for
twister.
this is your job. Yeah, yeah. So, so I was aircrew flight equipment, and what that does is we primarily ensure that the equipment that is used by aircrew primarily, but some special operations users work correctly, and whenever they need it, it's not going to break. So the big one is the parachutes. So we handle all of the Air Force's parachutes. We pack,
Cool.
we inspect, we make sure that they're operationally functional. And so when the users jump out, either by choice or because, well, it's time to bail because something went wrong, we want to make sure they work. So that's what we've been doing in aircrew flight equipment. It's an awesome career. We work very closely with the flyers, pilots, and loadmasters and things like that.
Have you ever been
That's
skydiving?
way cool.
Have you ever been skydiving?
No, I am not. You know, I've had the
We're gonna have to go.
No, see, that's the thing. I can't
I've done
do
it
it.
4 times. It's the best.
I know you have.
We're
See,
doing
Be cool like
this is the
Chase.
difference between me and Chase.
Be
yeah.
cool like Chase.
I'm not as
telling
cool.
you.
It's just a lot of
I'm not
fun.
as cool. I
It's
will.
just a lot of fun. I promise.
There is no sense in jumping out of a perfectly
You're saying that to all your
functioning
Air Force
aircraft.
pilots right now.
I am. I tell them all the time.
I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
I've told Navy SEALs, I said, you guys are crazy, but I wish you the best of luck. Have fun.
I love it. It's fun.
It takes a different breed, right?
It does. I'll pack the parachutes, but
Which is way cool.
That is good.
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's fun. And you know what? That's another thing is part of that job was whenever you get to like impact somebody's life, you know, there's parachutes that an F-15 went down in Libya. That was back in, I think 2009 maybe.
Okay.
I might have the year wrong.
That's fine.
But
We won't hold you to it.
one of the pilots, one of the pilots had to eject, and you know that parachute that saved his life. It was came from the shop that we were packing in.
Your
you know,
shop.
yeah.
Oh,
So it was like,
man.
oh whoa. You know, it makes a
It
difference.
does.
Small things that, like so many far down the line, or maybe never. even
Yeah,
happen.
you don't, and that was, we pack 1,000,000 parachutes, and then you're just happy. Yeah, you
That's
can't
good.
miss any steps, you know, but that's what makes it
That's-
exciting.
It is.
I like that. Okay.
That is a very cool story to share for sure.
Yeah.
So, what you got there?
Well, just more of what skills maybe in the military led you, like, make you a good business owner? Here's the transition? I know you wanted to do it, but like attention to detail. What do you contribute the most to a successful business owner coming from your military background?
Yeah, and that's a really good question, and it's something that I think about a lot. Is like, so I spent my entire adult life in the Air Force. Okay, so like after 19 on.
Wow.
And so here I am now at 34 years old, and everything about me as an adult has something to do with my life in the Air Force. Because as you know, being in the military, it's not just a job, you know, it's a little more, you kind of invest, you have to invest your family into it, you have to invest yourself, there's personal sacrifices that you make. There's personal sacrifices that you make not just for yourself, but for your team. You know, deploy, family at home, all of these things, these sets of challenges, you really are, you have to figure out and navigate through. And then, so when I transitioned and started really kind of leaning forward into being an entrepreneur and getting this business off the ground, one of the biggest things that I carried is the people. People are the most important thing. Like in any business, I think in any kind of venture is whenever you're communicating, whenever you're doing a deal, whenever you're doing a job, it's that person that is the priority. It's that person that you have to connect with and take care of all along the whole way through. And so that was what, you know, I was fortunate enough to find some success in the Air Force because of the people that took care of me and invested in me as a person, right? And so that is where I'm taking, that philosophy is definitely
Take it to the next
going right in,
career.
everywhere I go, yeah. So I think that's the one thing, to answer your question,
That's great.
it would be the one thing I carried, because you know, you don't ever lose when you invest in people. So same goes with customers.
That's
I don't think
beautiful.
I have a better answer. That's
I
great.
know. I feel like you just kind of hit it on the head, and we're both very passionate about what we do, so we can totally relate.
Yeah.
And thank you for, that's like the absolute perfect answer.
That was great.
Yeah, almost tear.
Yeah. Let's keep it lighter. Let's lighten it down. Just kidding.
So, who have you worked with? Who do you really want to, you know, give the kudos to? Who's your civilian shout out?
Okay, civilian shout out. So I told you guys about the pivot where I went from, you know, when residential contracts went down, well then we went into the restaurant industry. So one of those restaurants, every time I go there, the team, they're completely friendly, they're professional, and they make the best food. And that is, drum rolls, Home Team Barbecue. Specifically the Sullivan's Island location, the general manager, her name is AJ, and she's got a lot of energy, kind of like you guys. She's always just...
I'll take her skydiving, fine.
Yeah, take her, yeah.
Give her a call.
I'll let her know, yeah. But it's just that, so the relationship that we have with that team is really wonderful because they're very communicative and they're excited to have us there. Like every time we go to watch, they're like, oh, the pressure washer guys, do you guys want anything to drink? Do you need anything? And it's always just a pleasure to go work for them. So
Taking care of their people.
they're taking care of their people, yeah.
And the food's really good.
It doesn't hurt that the food's pretty good. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I think you did amazing.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was a great interview, great getting to know you a little bit, and thank you for taking the time to come today and share your
We appreciate
business.
it.
And
learning more about your business and the ways it's growing and
yeah.
stuff. And hopefully we can get some more business for you. It'd be great.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me and taking the time. Can we do a shout out to Steven as well?
Of course.
So Steven, the camera
Definitely.
guy,
We love.
He's waving, everybody. He's waving.
he's become very familiar in my life because there's been some jobs that I've been, just doing some pressure washing, all of a sudden I'll notice a little drone flying around. And I look over in the corner and it's Steve. So thanks, Steve, for taking the time out of your day and putting all this together. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for having me.
Of course, yeah. No
He's
worries.
the
Thank
glue.
you.
I mean, we're a team. Like, this is a thing. And now you're part of the VBOL family.
I'm excited. That's great news. It's a big day.
Well, appreciate it. Thanks again.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
You're awesome.
It's nice meeting you, Julie.
Nice to meet you.